Hey, welcome back to the El Donzo and D Show here on Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal. I'm El Donzo.
I'm Deez.
And can you believe by the sound of my radio voice that I actually have a very sore throat right now?
Sounds like it.
Hey, trying my best. Come on, man, this hurts. I'm a professional. I'm going to get through this, you know what I mean? I'm just doing some self-medicating right here. How you been feeling lately, Deez? It's cold been hitting you?
No, as far as illnesses, I've been pretty good. Just old and tired and run down and all that good stuff.
The Gen Xers, and we got a license to ill.
Right.
So anyway, getting back into it, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, we were talking about in the last segment, was at a Upper West Side Town Hall meeting Wednesday night, and he was having a meltdown over Joe Biden's open borders migrant crisis. And I'm gonna play the clip for you right now. This guy's freaking out. This is very impassioned. I can hear it in his voice. He's tired of it. But then again, he should watch who he supports, and maybe if he's tired of that, maybe he should consider becoming a libertarian or something instead. Because all you're going to get out of these liberal policies, these progressive policies, is more of this. I don't know if Eric Adams is really aware of what's going on. It doesn't sound like it.
No.
Eric Adams, he's not a stupid guy. I don't think Eric Adams is really quite on to the left's goal. I think he wants to be a lefty. I think he wants to be progressive. I think he wants to help people, but he's just not getting it. Because if he was getting it, he'd be welcoming this destruction with open arms, because he'd know that's part of the plan to tear down this society to build a new one. I don't think he's in the loop. That's my issue with it. But I'm going to play this. You guys, I want to know what you guys think about it. Text us. Get on Facebook. Let us know. But you let me know if Mayor Eric Adams is genuine when he's saying this.
Support. And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian-speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City.
Well, Adams, what the hell do you expect when the southern border is wide open and we don't have enough resources to keep people from coming through it?
Yeah.
Who is not, if you live in an S-hole country like Sudan or Nigeria or the Congo, why are you not going to take a boat trip, hop a ride down to South America, and walk on up here and come in here and get $2,000 handed to you, get a phone handed to you, get a bus ticket wherever you want, and $2,000 a month to be here? What? Now, I believe this guy is legit. What do you think, Deez? He's worried about this.
Well, yeah, as well he should be.
But that's like somebody that chain smokes 5 packs a day, okay, and the doctor tells them you got spots on your lungs, and they're sitting there and they keep chain smoking. They go, I'm really worried about this. This is going to kill me, man. This is going to kill me. This is going to kill me. Well, then you know what? Stop smoking. Stop voting for these people. Stop supporting these people. They don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, you made the bed, lie in it. You know, that's basically what it comes down to.
I mean, this is, you know, Joe Biden made this. Joe Biden went down supposedly to see the southern border. Of course, he never made it to the border. I believe it was in Texas, and he swore that he was going to stop allowing Venezuelans and Hondurans and all these other folks to come across the border. And then after he did that, he decided he was going to have a quota system to let certain amounts from these countries in. Because what's America without a quota system? It's like affirmative action for illegal border crossings. How asinine is this? All right, so we got another one.
I'm not surprised by any of it anymore. I'm really
no,
not.
But, you know, I've said this before. What they're doing now is they're segueing into the truth. And I've made a point about this. All politicians lie, okay? And these people are lying a lot. But the concern is when they just get to the point that they're just telling you the truth. And they're starting to project it. Like this thing with Hunter Biden's laptop.
You know what? I have a solution.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Any military age immigrants that want to come over can have citizenship if they serve for 2 years.
I mean, I got no issue with that, as long as they...
That solves the upcoming
it's not a
World
bad
War
idea.
III, because that will definitely restock the troops.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's really
it's really not. And we talk about Joe Biden, and here's something else I want to get into real quick. We're talking about Joe Biden, and I've got this story about this Medal of Honor recipient I'm going to get into. Before I do that, we were ripping Mitch McConnell pretty bad, right? I wouldn't say we were ripping him. Yeah, we kind of ripped him. Because he's incapacitated. He seems that way.
So.
He seems that way, right?
No, he doesn't seem that way. He is that way. They
Okay,
just won't tell us.
He's had a couple of pretty bad freeze-ups. Something's going on with him. Eldonzo and Dees are demanding that, you come clean with us, let us know what's going on. And if this is a permanent thing, he's got to be out of there. We talked about the ages thing.
Yeah.
All right. Now, meanwhile, all the liberal talking heads are making a big deal out of Mitch McConnell also, right? The same ones that were standing up for John Fetterman and talking about how brave John Fetterman was.
The same ones that stand up for Joe Biden.
The same ones that stand up for Joe Biden and how great he is. And we can barely keep up with him. Karine Jean-Pierre is saying that all the time. We can barely keep up with him. Megyn Kelly, I like listening to her. She made a really good point. She was like, screw you. No, McConnell's not going anywhere until you get rid of Fetterman, you get rid of Dianne Feinstein, and you get rid of Joe Biden. And then we'll get rid of Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, let's get rid of them all.
Point being, you're going to go after one, go after all of them. And I think we set a pretty good example, I think, on this show of calling a spade a spade.
Yeah, McConnell's got to go.
McConnell's got to go. There's no way around it.
Even if he wasn't turning into a zombie every other month, his time has passed.
Now, his doctor has come out. Yeah, I know. And said it is a result of the concussion. Mm-hmm. Well, then look, if you want this guy to remain in the Senate and not get him out of there, then you got to give us some time frames here. You got to make some headway. Look, a concussion's one thing, but effects lasting this long, this guy they are some of the most, like you said, some of the most powerful people in our country making our laws, theoretically deciding if we should go to war.
Yeah.
They have to be cognitively there. Dianne Feinstein, what was it, that deal where she wasn't present for 3 months, she didn't vote, she said she voted, and then she couldn't remember if she was running again?
Well, yeah, there was that, and then I believe the most recent incident was they were doing I believe it was what's called a roll call vote, and they, whoever the person was, called upon her to make her vote, and she started going into a speech about whatever the issue was, and the assistant next to her was like, Senator Feinstein, they just want you to say aye.
It reminded me of that scene from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Grace has been dead for 20 years. That's exactly what
the blessing.
Yeah. Oh, say, can you see? So anyway, that's you know what? You ever watch that at Christmas time?
Every year.
We do too.
Multiple times.
We do too. That and Scrooged and A Christmas Story.
The one I don't like, that I can't stand anymore, for the simple fact that it's on way too much, is A Christmas Story.
Just because it's on way too much?
Yeah, like I'm over it.
We always had it playing on a loop, and we just tune in whenever we're in the living room or whatnot.
For my money, it's Christmas Vacation is the greatest Christmas movie of all time, and Die Hard is second.
Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. Anybody that argues with that's out of their minds. Die Hard is one of the best Christmas movies. It'll always go down in history as one. So anyway, we're not going to have enough time to quite get into this. But did you see this thing? Joe Biden awarded this guy, Larry Taylor, the Medal of Honor.
I again saw a snippet about it.
He was a first lieutenant, 68. He deployed in support of a patrol that had been surrounded by an enemy force. Braving intense fire and pitch-black conditions, Taylor and his wingmen made low-level attack runs. As they neared the end of their ammunition, Taylor learned that a plan to rescue the patrol had been canceled, so Taylor decided to extract the team using his two-man Cobra helicopter, and the White House, of course, rightfully so, decided to give him the Medal of Honor for this. So look at this guy. This guy's seen a lot of stuff. We got the picture pulled up here right now on the pun. See
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go into the story in the next segment. Joe Biden just walks away from the guy, like before the benediction and anything starts. And the guy's just kind of looking around him. He's got tears in his eyes because it's a very emotional thing. And you can just tell it's like, what the hell's going on here? Like, you can't, it was like checking his watch when he was getting those soldiers, receiving those soldiers from overseas. Yeah, from Afghanistan. I don't know how much of it is him just being an a-hole or how much of it he just doesn't know where the hell he's at. We'll dig more into this when we come back from this commercial break on the El Donzo and D Show. Hey, we're back, the El Donzo and D Show here on Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal. I'm not Dees.
I'm not El Donzo.
And we were just talking about this this fella. He was a Vietnam War vet. He was a helicopter pilot. Larry Taylor was his name, and he got awarded the Medal of Honor by President Sleepy Joe Biden. So congratulations, Larry Taylor. It sounded like he made a pretty ballsy move to go back and rescue these guys, that they had their rescue plan called off and taken enemy fire and out of ammunition and stuff that heroes are made out of, which is great. But then Deez and I watched the video, and the sound's really not there, but you can see the guy gets the award, and then Biden just turns around and has that kind of like lost look on his face with that stupid smile. Like he's like, I'm going to go get some applesauce, and just walks off the stage, and the guy's looking around. Joe Biden smiles at the cameras, that quaint little smile, and just, see you, Larry! Boom! Off he goes.
Look, man, he had to hit the early bird at the Golden Corral. He had to go.
No, I think he probably had to hit the hay.
Why do they wait until these poor, heroes are literally 1 foot in the grave before they give them this award?
Well, I really don't know, Deez.
Who's dropping the ball on this?
I don't know about that,
You know what I mean?
I just don't know.
Because this isn't the first time that's happened. Like, this should be something that, let the person, like, it isn't like he can go to the bar and flaunt his Medal of Honor and just, go home with anybody he wants to and just party it up. Now he's, 75, 80 years old.
Yeah, well, here's another one that Joe Biden said. He was trashing President Trump, and he also said that he cut the deficit by $1.7 trillion. I'm sorry, I don't think this war in Ukraine is going to cut any deficits. He cut the deficit. The only thing that Biden could cut right now is the cheese, and they'd be lucky if it doesn't turn into buttermilk.
Yeah, the only thing that seems to be getting cut around here is, our bank accounts.
Oh, this is a good one. Here's another one he made. This is kind of in the same story. This one's going into the year. Oh, you know what? We're getting off here. We're getting off because you had another one with Karine Jean-Pierre, did you not?
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear this before we get off in the weeds.
So your old buddy, Peter Doocy?
Not Steve Doocy.
Yeah, Peter
This is
Doocy.
Daddy.
Who's
your daddy and what does it do?
Really got under her skin the other day when he asked her a question. This happened on September 5th. It comes from the...
You think we can pull the audio of that up real quick?
There is no audio that I can see. Oh, yeah, I guess it's a tweet, so no. It'll take too long. Anyway, basically what happened was on Tuesday, Fox News reporter Peter Doocy asked Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre why White House staffers treat Joe Biden like a baby. And he said, Joe Biden is the oldest president in U.S. history. Why does the White House staff treat him like a baby? And she was not amused. No one treats the president of the United States, the commander-in-chief, like a baby.
I got it. You want to hear it?
That's ridiculous. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I think I got it. We're going to roll a clip. Let's see if I can pull this up here.
President Biden is the oldest president in U.S. history. Why does White House staff treat him like a baby?
No one treats the president of the United States, the commander-in-chief, like a baby.
So there's this book that says...
That's ridiculous.
When staff walked back what sounded like a call for regime change and rush to the president, quote, rather than owning his failure, he fumed to friends about how he was treated like a toddler. Was John Kennedy ever babied like that?
So look, I'll say this. There's going to be always a range of books that are about every administration, as you know, that's going to have a variety of claims. That is not unusual. That happens all the time. And we're not going to litigate those here. That's something that we're not going to speak to. There is one thing that I do want to, because I think I was asked this question last week by one of your colleagues about this particular excerpt that they were referring to. And so I'll say this, we did see the excerpt, the context of the excerpt, and it seemed to be making the opposite overall point about how the value of his experience and wisdom resulted in rallying the free world against authoritarianism, which is important. We have seen this, you all have seen this, and passage of the most historic agenda in recent history in his handling of foreign policy, like rallying the world around Ukraine, as you just heard from our national security advisor, who laid out in really good questions that your colleagues asked about how the president is moving forward, about Ukraine.
Okay, cut.
All right, there's an old saying.
Oh.
If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bull
I'm going to
sticks.
say, give that woman a master's degree in deflection.
I don't even know how in the hell I got to give her credit on this one. She almost started to sound like Camel Toe Harris, but she pulled it out and she was reading something. I think they're ready for
forgot what we were
Doozy.
listening to. I thought, yeah. And of course, last year, remember, Tucker Carlson reported that Biden was fed pills to function during his 2020 campaign.
He was. There's no way he wasn't.
Yeah. And it was supervised by Dr. Jill, according to Tucker, and Biden was like a small child before the dosing.
So, yeah, it's Karine Jean-Pierre. It's got to have the worst job in the world, but what else would she be doing?
How was she
French
even
maid at the
speaking on this anyway? She wasn't around. Wasn't old Little Red Riding Hood the one that was around?
Peppermint Patty?
Peppermint Patty. That's
yeah,
what I call her.
Peppermint Patty. I live in Bongino. Used to call her Peppermint Patty. So Biden on Monday took a break from his Rehoboth Beach vacation to travel to Philadelphia to deliver a divisive little Labor Day speech to some sheet metal workers at the local 19. Of course, he trashed Trump. We talked about this a little bit. Claimed he cut the deficit $1.7 million, which
trillion.
is $1.7 trillion, which is bull sticks. I made a promise when I got elected. No one making under $400,000 will see their federal taxes go up a single penny. I don't know. Not only have I seen my federal taxes go up a lot of pennies, like a ton.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I've also seen my grocery bills go up too. I've seen the gas prices go up.
Yep.
So this,
even if the taxes didn't go up a significant amount, everything else did. So it might as well. I mean, either way, the average American right now is taking home, after all expenses, far less than they were 4 years ago.
when this guy is actually coherent, which is very seldom anymore. Would you agree with that, Dees?
Yeah, I was going to say when.
When he's actually coherent, he's lying. When his lips are moving and he can make audible noises that you can actually string a sentence together, he's cut the deficit by $1.7 trillion, brought back 800,000 jobs. Are you kidding me? Oh, come on, man. This is the El Donzo and Dees show. We're getting mighty PO'd, and we'll be right back here for the second hour.